Let's begin. Yes. Hello, everyone. It's Vinci. It's Walter Vincent A. Pabalan, and it's been a while. Today is January 1st, 2026. And if I remember correctly, the last video I recorded, or the last time I recorded, was January 1st, 2025. It was a pretty devastating video at that time. A year has passed, and here we are. It's Vinci. It's Walter Vincent A. Pabalan, and this is video log number 3. So let's begin with a recap for the whole year after the last video log. So after I filmed that video, nothing really changed. I remember saying in the video that I'll be focusing on, or just keep on moving, something about just keep doing what I have to do. When I listen to that video or go back to that video, I know how cold I have said that phrase, that it felt like I was going to do stuff numb after what happened 2024 Christmas when Taro died. And yeah, basically, after that video, all I did was focus on academics. The agency fully stopped its operations. No more clients, didn't handle any more clients. Had to lay off all of the members of the team because I know for sure that if I did continue it, I wouldn't be doing stuff according or in alignment to what or like why I started it, because I was really down. And losing Tara was a really, really big hit. And so for the entire summer, or even after third year of college, all I did was try to recover, but honestly, it was more of distracting myself, trying to put aside the grief that I had, knowing full well that I was hurting. I worked out here and there. I was running low on finance because my business stopped and is on hiatus even up to this day. Only then that I realized that when summer was ending and that fourth year was about to start, that I had completely distracted myself rather than actually dealing with the grief that I was carrying, or that feeling of grief, that deep pain and hurt that I was feeling, that I was still there, and that I didn't do anything about it at all, and that I did not heal even a bit, and that I was still hurting. So with that realization, I also recalled that pain and the regret when I lost him, and that kind of gave me a spark and motivation to start the business again. So a month before classes started or enrollment started, I decided to or tried to revive the agency. Started preparing all the SOPs and everything that I needed, researching, trying to gather information about how the market is going, what kind of styles or video editing, how the video editing market is really doing after a year. I improved my LinkedIn profile, a lot of stuff, rebranded Thinketh Media to Archeon. I was so into it, but it wasn't the same fire that I've had when I started freelancing or I started Thinketh Media. It was more fueled by grief, regret of not being able to save, or at least try to save the life of the very existence I lived for. It was kind of a negative emotion that was fueling the entire thing, that why I wanted to start it again. But yeah, it went well. I was able to prepare stuff. I was able to contact clients once again. I was able to contact other members, previous members of the team, that I was planning a comeback for Thinketh Media, now named Archeon. There's this thing I always call or do or think about, that rather than planning everything and just pause and wait for the right time to execute and plan everything to make everything perfect. I believe in executing what you can or doing what you can right now because it accumulates and you miss all the shots you don't take. And the quote that you'll never miss a lucky day if you show up every day. And one of those shots, one of those days showing up worked, hit. And one day I got a message from LinkedIn. A recruiter scouted me about a video editing, actually AI video content coordinator position for a company, for a startup in New York. They're looking for an AI video content coordinator, and I was hesitant because I wanted to start the agency and I wanted to try it again. I am always and ever confident with whatever I was building. Then I thought, why not give it a try? They gave me a good offer for a job that I know I can do well without doing too much, and at the same time without doing less. I saw growth and opportunity to learn, and they also went with what I wanted: a flexible schedule, a good offer, a good salary, and I did start working before classes started. If I remember it correctly, it was August 5, because it was like the week before. They were preparing everything quick. They wanted me to work right away. I presented all my credentials, all my experiences, everything that I had done previously on the business before, on Thinketh Media, handling a team, negotiating with clients, and the CEO of the startup in New York loved that and wanted to have a meeting with me. And then the meeting, we agreed with everything. She was very pleased with everything every experience, all of the experience that I've had before, and I was looking forward as well to joining their team. And right now I am almost 6 months working full time for the startup. I'm grateful, super grateful for it. And really, when I started working, all I did was focus on it, focus on university. I'm on my 4th year last year in college, and there's no point in not focusing on it because this is the last time. This is the last year and should be the last year. So for 5 months now, I've been working full time at the same time focusing on my 4th year. We have less subjects, but we are so focused on the thesis. Lots of delays because of the earthquakes, typhoons. We even joked about how our batch keeps getting these big events, big calamities, problems, worldwide problems every time we're about to graduate, similar to the pandemic. But yeah, I know this will work out, everything will work out. And also, when I started working a month after that, I also met my girlfriend now of 2 months, my darling, and she helped me. That grief that I was putting aside, who knew that all it took was me surrendering it back to the Father above, Divine One. It was like magic when it was my darling that pushed me to go back to church. And for the very first time in a year, or like years of not really going to church with the intention of really going, I went for the first time again alone, and it was like magic. Because every time I go to church, I also just surrender everything. But that first time again, it was so heavy because I had presented something to God that was too heavy that even I was not able to resolve myself. Prayed, talked to Him, and just like in a blink of an eye, the grief disappeared because I told my darling, I shared it to her that I'm good. The adult me is good because I know, and regardless of what will happen, I have built this strong mind of mine. Regardless of what happens, I will keep on going. But there's that version of me, that kid that I will never lose and I will never try to lose, that was hurt. You didn't know how to deal with the grief. That version of me did not understand the disappearance of and the loss of Taru. That was the one that was hurting so much inside me. And on that day in the church, that kid was comforted by God, And I was looking at the kid, and he was just okay right away. Kind of felt jealous. And that it was then that I realized that it was not just that kid that was hurting, it was also me. Because even if I did continue to move forward, even if I did move, regardless of how I felt, I did miss him. Tyler was with me half my life. And it was then there that I realized I also was putting the grief aside, not just the kid, but me, who is in the present. But I was good because at least I know I have accepted and realized what I had to do. I am very grateful to her, and my darling, and I always pray for our relationship. And let's talk about the plans for this year then. Okay. And so talking about the plan for this year, I've been working. I've been working really hard, and I've been very serious with investing and where my money goes. And for the past 5 months, I have invested all my money more onto myself. I have really a mantra of like to filling my own cup so that I would fill my cup so much that it would overflow and have that overflow take care of the people around me. Because that's one of the biggest lessons that you will ever learn, that you will never be able to give, that you will never ever be able to take care of the people you love if you yourself needs helping. So it's very important to take care of oneself. It's not selfish, it's even more selfless because you're making sure you're good so that you can function and you can work more harder, stronger, and endure the hardships of life in order to take care of the people that you love. I've been working, very stressful, lots of stuff, and a month from now, I'll also be flying for the first time. I'm going to visit my darling Zandra to Manila. It's one of the great things that I'm looking forward for this year. I was able to go hiking as well with my long good friends since elementary. It was a good hike. We're done with the drama. So this is what I've written here for 6 months. So since we will be focusing and the very priority for this year or even just until we graduate is uni, of course. And by this month we'll be starting our OJT and finalize our thesis, and we'll be having the final title proposal. And so there's that for the first month. We have a lot of stuff to do actually. So I hope Taro, and I know Taro is very proud, and we've been doing really good. My goal for this year or after I graduate is really to just increase my income because I have so many plans. We have so many plans, me and my darling Zandra. So we have to work hard to achieve those. So there's this video that I watched. It was about having vision boards, and I agree. Our body, our mind is like a supercomputer where we will have to execute tasks if there's a task given. But if you don't plan and if you don't set goals, your mind will wander around. And they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. You'll keep distracting yourself, keep focusing on things that don't really matter and just will pull you away from the life that you've always wanted to have and from the person that you've always wanted to become. So set a goal, have a plan, and start working on it right away. Kiddos, make sure to do that. Vision board. I'll be making my vision board. Second on the list is the emergency fund always, because I really plan on bringing back the business, and I feel like I won't be able to while working full time. I hope I can really, because the company that I'm working right now is really good. It's a mix of creative and at the same time what I am into, which is technology, and I am studying computer engineering, and we are also developing with AI, not using AI, but also developing our own. So there's that. It's a very good experience and opportunity to learn. I also wrote here bucket management system. It's a system that I've always loved because it keeps track of everything, where the money goes, every penny. So next is a strong functional physique. I say functional because I don't want big muscles for show. I want a physique that keeps me strong, keeps me flexible, that is, or where I can move freely whenever I want or however I want. Also, I'm an athlete, so there's that. I keep playing sports. So after that strong functional physique, one of the next plans we have for this year is a healthy vessel and a healthy mind. And as you can see, I'm all good now. I'm all good again after a year or like an entire year of almost nothing. I always thank God. I thank God for everything. And I always thank Him, regardless. I am always thankful for everything that He have laid out for me, and what I always ask is wisdom and strength, that I may be able to live up the life that, or whatever path that I will choose in this world that He has created, that I will choose the right path, that I will live a life, a fruitful and purposeful life, an intentional one. Yeah, there's that as well. So in order to keep that, I should keep a healthy vessel and a healthy mind, especially a healthy mind. For video log number 3, what I just want to share, because almost an entire year passed without almost nothing happened, but I am proud of myself and I am thankful for not giving up always, regardless, or even if I did have or like use the fuel of like using the negative emotions, but at least I made something good of the negative emotions that I had rather than give up and rot away. That's something I hope and pray everyone should do. That regardless of how losing your situation is or you think is impossible to get out of, there's always the best move. As one of the mentors that I look up to said, there's always a best move, regardless of how losing you are. You don't need to give up. Pick the best move and move forward. Make the most of every position, regardless of how losing and how impossible it is to win. Make the best move. I wrote here a reminder. Know who you are, who or what kind of person that you want to become. Act and live like the person or the kind of person that you want to become. And a reminder that I always have or I always carry is, if it doesn't bring you peace, profits, or purpose, then don't give it your time, energy, and attention. And I'm glad that you followed that, Vinci, Vincent, and continue to fill your own cup. We will continue to fill our own cup so that we can bring and we can share our blessings to others and hopefully inspire others as well. There's always our goal to inspire, because this world needs a lot more inspiration than we think. It's overflowing with negative energy, but it doesn't mean that the bright side is not winning. It always and will always win. And lastly, before I end this, I also wrote here one of the goals that I look forward, because in my entire life, this has always been the thing that kept me alive, that kept me going. It's for this year a closer, better relationship with Papa God and Papa Jesus. Again, kiddos, Vinci, Vincent, be careful of your thoughts. They become your words. Be careful of your words. They become your actions. Be careful of your actions. They become your habits. And be careful of your habits. They become your character. And be careful of your character. It becomes your destiny. And as always, and I know you, and I know the vision, and I know you believe in the vision that you're seeing in your head right now. Get it. And as always, to develop a complete mind, study the art of science, study the science of art, learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. So, as always, Vincent, worship in wonder as you pursue excellence. This is video log number 3, and we are back. So, I hope I create more videos actually. I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting this, but if I do, who cares? This is for you. This is for us. The past, future. But honestly, it's just for this moment that I'm recording, and enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. It's going to be fun. See you next time. Take care of the doggos. The important thing. Love more, even more. Whispers from the heavens. Yeah, I need to sleep. Video log number 3. Bye bye. Yahoo! Yeah.